Showtime. Yo, heading out on a bit of an adventure today. Even though I was racing yesterday, I kind of just wanted to do like a long ride today. Not necessarily worry about the power, any numbers or anything. Just go out and ride my bike for the sake of riding my bike, just whatever. And I decided to go on a bit of an adventure and do some roads that I maybe necessarily wouldn't normally do just because they were so far away. My parents are on holiday up in the Lake District. They come home this afternoon, so my plan is to ride to the Lake District eventually and then get a lift home with them. It's pretty bleak this morning. I set off at around 6 o'clock. It's just about sort of coming normal light right now, I would say. It's pretty miserable. It's raining currently. Well, I mean, it's like, say that misty rain. But yeah, right now it doesn't really matter. Feeling pretty good. I'm gonna head, I'm in Preston right now, and I'm gonna head northeast out towards a place called Settle, then across to another town called Sedberg or Sedber, and then from there I'm gonna head directly west back over to the Lake District and hopefully meet my parents before they come home. Don't really know how long it's gonna take me, don't know how far it is. I think, I planned a rough route and I think it's around 170 to 180 kilometers. It's going to be a fairly decent ride when I finally get it there. Yeah, today's just about riding a bike, so let's start this adventure. I'm deep within the Ribble Valley right now. I've been riding for about an hour and a half, and it's just gone so foggy. It's actually quite weird, just like you can't see more than like 20 meters ahead of you. It's only about 7:30, so hopefully in an hour or so it's all clears and the sun will come out. But yeah, right now it's a little bit dreary. Even the sheep aren't enjoying it. Yep, we are definitely in the rural north right now. Stop number one, just in this small village of Slate Burn in the Ribble Valley. I haven't actually run out of water. I just drank one bottle, but I'm going out into the country, the real proper countryside now. And I don't know when the next shop will be, so I don't want to get stuck in the middle of nowhere with no water. All right, quick stop. Now let's continue. So I made it to Settle now, or actually just leaving Settle. It wasn't a very big town at all. It's just like a town placed in the middle of nowhere. I don't really know how to explain where I am. I'm like somewhere between Lancashire, Cumbria and Yorkshire. Like somewhere in that vicinity. And yeah, just throughout that town there was loads of like different sculptures made out of plant pots. Like there's a few ducks, some people and a horse. So yeah, nice. I've done about 2.5. Maybe a little bit more. Starting to feel the old legs a little bit now. I'm not really riding that hard, but got a bit of tiredness from yesterday, so I'm just gonna keep tapping it out. I mean, I feel better at this stage of this ride than I did of the last ride, like my last 6-hour ride. Just gotta keep the pedals turning. That's all you gotta do. So apparently, I passed a sign about 5 or 10 miles ago that said welcome to the Yorkshire Dales. So apparently this is the Yorkshire Dales in Yorkshire. There's lots of dales and Yorkshireness, like sheep and stone walls and countryside and rain. I've not had much rain. There's just been a few showers on and off, which I think is going to be the theme for the entirety of today. I don't think the sun, looking at the sky, I don't think the sun's going to come out. So it's so humid today that when it does stop raining, the roads just dry up in no time. Today's just been one of those days where you just get all the different seasons in one. The weather just can't make its mind up. Hoping to get past this black cloud before the heavens open again. Second and hopefully last stop, just stopped there for some water, and I got myself some Haribo. I'm somewhere within the Yorkshire Dales and Cumbria. Been riding for about 4 hours now, and this town is the most, this village is the most northerly I'll go. Now I'm pretty much just gonna head directly west for like the next 70k until I get to Windermere, until I get to the Lake District. So yeah, that's the current situation. Yeah, just 2 hours to go now. All right, time to get going again. I'm liking my stop to ride ratio today so far. I've done about 4 hours of riding and I've only actually stopped for probably 10 minutes. Gonna try and keep it going now, all the way to the finish. Decided to try and be a little bit tactical about the route today. Today the forecast, we've got a slight westerly wind, and Cumbria or the Lake District is slightly northwest of where I live. So I decided to go out northeast. That way I had like a cross tail up into the Yorkshire Dales, and then like just go directly west, straight into the headwind, across to the Lake District. But the elevation trend between Yorkshire and Cumbria is slightly downhill. So even though I'm going into a headwind, my average speed now is actually going up, because for the most part, like right now, I'm going downhill. Alright, yeah, I got some proper rain now. Just takes over 5 hours though, and I'm coming into some more familiar places. Just arriving into Kendal now. I want to do about another hour, put it up to 6 before I get to my destination. But the camera's going back in my pocket now because I don't know if it's waterproof or not. Yeah. Alright, yeah, so it stopped raining again. And I know like we're sponsored by Castelli, but I think this is the Pro Fit rain jacket or something along those lines. And it's genuinely one of the best pieces of kit that I own. It's real tight when I zip it up, which I like. I hate having baggy jerseys or baggy rain capes, but then at the same time, it's like so stretchy. And like it's one of those pieces of equipment that just works. Like it just works. Like it's slightly breathable, so it's not like just wearing a bin bag over yourself. You don't just overheat inside like most rain capes. So yeah, shout out to Castelli. Feel pretty lucky to be able to wear customized Castelli kit this year. All right, there it is. There's the 6, and in perfect timing, or almost perfect timing, the Lake Windermere is just like 200 meters that way. Yes. Oh. Absolutely mega ride today up to the Lake District. In the end, it was 177 kilometers, 6 hours of riding, and it was just an endurance ride today. It was about getting the miles and the time in the legs. My average power was 216 watts, and despite like the long ride and racing yesterday, I actually felt pretty good today. Like in terms of how good you do feel at the end of a 6 hour ride. Like honestly, right now at this moment, I don't feel that tired. Anyway, food. Where's the food? And also, I guess I had that little bit of extra, motivation today riding for Rick. Yeah, it was a good day. Probably one of my best rides that I've had all year, despite the 4 seasons of weather that I encountered during the ride. Completely standard post 6 hour ride meal.